Hello, and welcome to the Don't You Know I'm Loco podcast. We're three cousins looking to break generational curses by sharing our mental health and healing journeys. Join me, Candy,
Lisa,
and
Rene.
as we talk about
The things we're not supposed to talk about.
Hi, guys.
Hola. ¿Cómo
Welcome
están?
back to our channel.
What was that?
I don't know. I'm trying to sing a little bit. I'm trying to clear my throat and sing at the same time. Excuse me.
So today our topic is feeling supported.
Which we have done in the past.
I was just going to say, full transparency, we did this, but it was a lost file.
It was a lost file.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, I thought we did this before.
We
Me
did.
too. I was like, wait, we did this one, Candy. And I was like, oh, wait, no, we didn't.
No.
Maybe I know
We did it,
something
we did
different.
it.
We did it. It was, I think it was the audio that wasn't working or something. It was one of
Okay.
them that it was like, we
No,
couldn't.
it's just the video that disappeared on us.
Oh,
And
yeah,
the audio
yeah,
too, I
yeah. It was like we couldn't find it.
Yeah.
So we were like, oh no.
Oh, perfect
Yeah.
then.
Yeah. So this is like the first time, guys.
Yes.
We got practice.
Redo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's get into some challenges. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Okay. So now that I'm going through the EMDR more and more, right? So just more discoveries, more things that more benefits from
Mhm.
the therapy, right?
Mhm.
Excuse me. A lot of like my brain is like I have to reprogram things, right?
Mhm.
And there's a lot of things that I say out loud that I'm like, oh my God, I never figured that out before, you know?
Mhm.
But I'm like, as I'm saying it, I'm like relearning it. It's so
Yeah.
crazy. It's so crazy how that happens.
Mhm.
So I was like, okay, what am I gonna do with my brain, right? Like just more stuff. Like what can I do? Because normally when after I finish a session, I go straight to church and I'm like praying, right? Because I'm
Mm.
like, I feel like everything is like so exposed and so like, right? That I'm
Mhm.
just like, oh my God, I just have to go somewhere where it's quiet and I can just like shut it down for a little bit and then go and start my day or whatever.
Mhm.
So what I started doing was re-listening to all my books that I've listened to before in the past.
Mhm.
And it's like as if I'm listening to it like all over again.
Oh, wow.
I'm getting so many different things from it that I'm
Yeah.
like,
Mm.
oh my gosh, like this is incredible. Like it's just a lot. Like there was like 17 books that I've read in the last 2 years that I'm like, okay, yeah, I've read that, or I've heard it or whatever.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I can't tell you half of those, like what I learned from them.
Mhm.
But I know what it is. I know what it's about, but I want to know more about it. You know, like I
Mhm.
want to get more out of them.
Mhm.
So
It's like your
I think
brain
that's-
is brand new.
exactly. It really
Mhm.
is.
Mhm.
And another thing is, because my trauma involved, how would I say it? Just like abuse, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
That I don't, and I know I mentioned this before, but I don't like to be touched.
Mhm.
But it's just more of a, like it went from like, don't touch me,
Mhm.
like after the last session to, okay, like I have to reprogram my body and reprogram what I like, what I don't like,
Mhm.
and what kind of hug do I like? Because
Mhm.
there's different hugs, right?
Mhm.
And you don't think about that, right?
Yeah.
But now it's just like, oh, you know, like you do the side hugs or you do
Mhm.
I don't know, it's just reprogramming, you know?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that was pretty much my challenge, just getting, you know, just
Into-
relearning.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's a crazy feeling. I know this week
Yeah.
I didn't have therapy, but I have it this Friday. I have therapy. So I was like, okay, let's see.
Like, are you ready for this adventure?
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. My challenge this week was that I lost my credit card.
Oh no.
And a lot of our stuff is like, because we use that credit card because we get points for our cruises. So we like run
Oh.
everything through there and then we
Uh-huh.
just pay it off once it hits like the statement or whatever. So
Uh-huh.
so there's not like a big balance on it.
Right.
And I know that I use it when I put gas and I've been like, shit, I don't want to. I don't want to cancel it because then I'm going to find it. I already know. Like, but I've looked everywhere. And today I think I was like, maybe it's here. Like, here, maybe I dropped it here, right? Like, because I put it in my wallet, but like I didn't put it all the way in, right? Like I just stuffed it in. And I was like, I probably opened it and it fell somewhere. No, it hasn't had any charges to it that are not mine.
Good.
Probably lost in your car somewhere.
I looked everywhere.
Somewhere.
I was like, did it fall in like the seat? And I'm like, yeah, because I even looked between I looked everywhere and I was like, okay, I have to.
Your mom's house?
I asked and I looked and I didn't see it. And I was like, shit.
Man.
I was like, damn it. Because then we have to, well, not me, because I'm the one who lost it. So, because it's like the same number for both of us, like the same credit card number. So I have to cancel it. And so I have to reset up everything that's on there.
No.
Yeah.
Everything that's linked to it. Oh, it's the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I was like, shit. So like today I was like, I can't find it. Like I was like, maybe it'll be here. Like maybe it fell out or something, you know. And then I've gone through my purse. I've gone through everything. And I'm like, it's not here. And I was like, I was hoping it would just pop up. But I was like, normally I would have freaked the fuck out like right away and been like, oh no, I have to cancel it. But this time I was like, I'll find it. Like I'll look around and let me see. Let me give it a minute. Let me not freak out. But I was like, okay, now I can freak out and cancel it. have to do everything all over again. So, but I was like, okay. And that's different. I was like, well, where did you put it? I was like, I put it in my wallet, but I didn't put it in all the way. And I was like, I do that when I put gas. Like I don't put it away where it belongs.
Same thing.
And I'm like, that's how shit gets lost. He was like, what? You know? And I was like, I know I should have put it away. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, dang it. Like,
yeah.
But yeah. That's my challenge. What about you, Rene?
So my challenge, I'll go with two of them.
Okay.
The first one was I went back to work today.
Ooh! Yay!
I'll be working for a nonprofit. Thank you. I was so tired around 2:00. I was
my God, he's ready for a nap.
Napping in your car.
Shoot.
Oh
I was done by 2:00.
Oh,
But it felt good to get back into it. Like,
that's good.
like I have a purpose now, right? I mean, I did before.
Yeah.
But it just feels
different. Yeah.
different. Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I'm not going to say who I'm working for yet, but it's a nonprofit for veterans. Sure. And I love the mission, like what they talk about and what the purpose is. And it just feels good to go to a job where it's not just, I'm just delivering something or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Or making somebody else rich.
Yes.
You know, you're actually
I'm actually going to help.
doing something.
People.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, so I'm excited. A little tired.
Yeah.
But I'll get through it.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And the challenge was just getting through the day.
Yeah.
Getting up in the morning, walking the boys. I get up at 5 a.m. to walk them because they're going to be alone all day. And and leaving them was a challenge too because long. I saw Kobe looked at me like, I know you're leaving.
They know.
They know.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
And then the other thing, well, it wasn't a challenge, but it was more of I went to see the therapist Lisa told me about, right? So the EMDR, it was like the introduction section, the introduction to it, right? It wasn't really getting into the actual therapy, but he was telling me about what trauma does to your brain when you're young and when something happens to you at a really young age. He pretty much explained that it goes up to the old brain that's where our reactions are, right? And it gets stuck there. It doesn't make its way up to the new brain. And he says that the old brain actually grows bigger because of that until you actually work on it. So I'm like, oh my gosh, no wonder I was so reactionary like to a lot of stuff. Like my frontal lobe never really developed.
Yeah, it didn't process. It was just like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, now I'm like, oh, so it felt good knowing it wasn't something that I did wrong, right? It was just now if I don't do anything about it, then there's something. Then I'm doing something wrong, right? But now that I'm aware of it, I'm like, fuck, like this is gonna be better. This is like it's gonna open. Like you have said in
Yeah.
the past, that like you felt like there was a traffic jam in there,
Uh-huh.
and they got cleared out.
Uh-huh.
That's
Like it's
what-
flattened everything out. Huh? Like
Yes.
it
And just
was like so many
knowing-
different wires. Yes.
Yeah, it's just knowing that
Mhm.
that's what happened. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
All right, get through there.
Yeah.
Get through the whole brain.
You're
Go to
come
the
on, Brain, come on. We got
go to the
this.
front. Come on, you got this. That's where your logic's at, right?
Yeah.
That's where you use logic
Yeah.
and okay, that's why what happened wasn't my fault. Like he's
Yeah.
he's saying you're gonna lose that guilt, that
Uh-huh.
shame that you have.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Because your brain
Yeah.
can't tell you that, hey, this wasn't your fault.
Yeah.
Right? It's stuck there saying, oh, this is your fault. This is what happened to you. You could have like it just doesn't make sense, right?
Your brain's a liar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just I can't wait to go back. Unfortunately, I
Uh-huh.
can't go this week because the
Sure.
hours are like regular
Yeah.
business hours. And
Mhm.
right now the week I'm training is gonna be regular business hours.
Mhm.
Until I get to the place I'm gonna work at, I'm gonna have probably really weird hours, which I don't mind.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I'm gonna get back to. I gotta
Yeah.
text them and let them know, hey, I'll be back.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah, I'm excited for
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Oh,
for sure.
yeah.
There's a lot of exciting things happening.
Uh-huh.
right
Yeah.
now. And I want to go back to
So
school.
happy
of
for
course.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember we had that conversation, right? When we went to
Yeah.
campus, like we felt like we stopped growing
Yes.
at the age that whatever happened to us,
Yeah.
the trauma.
Yeah.
But like we just stopped growing. Like our brain, like there's things that not normal people, but like things that we don't automatically like it doesn't automatically click for
Yeah.
us, right?
Uh-huh.
And it's like, well, I don't
Yeah.
know, like because I don't know,
Yeah,
right?
'cause we
And
don't
so
know.
I'm like, that makes sense, and that just feels like validation, right? Like
Yes.
it's like, okay, so I did technically stop growing when that
Yeah.
happened to me.
Right. Yes,
Yeah.
that's so true.
The
I think
body
he does
didn't stop
has that.
growing,
Yeah.
just the brain.
The brain, yeah, the brain's like, nope.
Yeah, I know. He does mention something about that when your brain does stop growing, and then it's like after that, it's like
You're in fight, flight,
yeah,
or freeze
like
mode.
everything changed after that
Yes.
very first incident that
Yes.
happened.
Mhm.
Your life has changed forever.
Mhm.
Like that blocked it,
Yes.
Mhm.
and that was it.
And on top of that, I
Mm-hmm.
realized that a lot of people that join the military have trauma, right? So we're perfect for the war, for going to war because
Yeah.
we already live. We
Yeah.
already live in the shot in that
Uh-huh.
what is it?
Fight or flight, or freeze
mode.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm like, oh
Uh-huh.
shit, we're perfect for that. That's
Uh-huh.
what we strive in
Yeah.
the military.
Oh my gosh, guys.
Kenny, you should have been in the military
No,
with us.
no,
I'm good. No, no, thank you.
But yeah, we're already living there, so
Yeah, that's
Okay.
crazy.
Yep. Okay, so back to our topic. So it says you are not alone, or you're not alone. Encourage, lift, and strengthen one another. For the positive energy spread to one will be felt by us all. For we are connected one and all. By Deborah Day.
it's a
Guys,
good one.
we got a new clicker, and I'm like user erring with it. Okay, so if you see me, that's what's going on. Okay, okay. So you're not alone. Can you recall a moment in your life when you felt truly supported? What made that moment stand out? Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'll just say recently when I'm discovering all these things
Mm-hmm.
after therapy, the EMDR therapy, Max has been a huge supporter, and he's asked what he can do to help me, and that stood out so much. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? Like you're thinking of me. Like,
Yeah.
it's just crazy. Because another thing I was going to say before, when I don't remember what you mentioned, but how common sense is not common for everybody,
not.
So when people used to say like, oh, like how do you not get that? Like that I'd be
I hate
like,
that.
I know, that's so dumb. How do you not? But I was like, I don't know.
I hate that feeling, because it feels like
Uh-huh.
it almost feels like dehumanizing, because
Yeah.
it's like, because I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
and that's a conversation that I had with Fernando because he would be like, what? How do you not know that? And I'm like, because I don't know. And I was like, you know what? I don't like when you say that because it makes me feel dumb and it makes me feel like small.
For sure.
So, and yeah, he was like, oh, okay, you know, and so we had a conversation about it. But I was like, normally I wouldn't have a conversation. I would just have an attitude about it.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, this is how that makes me feel.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like when you do that to me. It makes me feel like I'm a little kid and you're like
Yes,
regañándome, like scolding me, right? And I'm like, because I don't know. Like, okay.
It's like,
So-
no, it's not coming for everybody.
Yeah.
I'm not coming.
That's funny because I literally said that the other day to my sister because she was like, it's just, what was it? Oh, one of the sliding doors at the stores was boarded off and the sign said, please use the other door. And she was like, that's like common sense. I was like, common sense is not common. And I was like, there's signs and there's rules because people don't know. Like you can find the weirdest sign and that sign is there because somebody did it and they needed to put a sign.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I always think about that. I'm like, that sign is there for a reason. It's a cause and effect. For me, I would say definitely with my journey to even go to therapy. Like I had been searching for that for the longest time, and for Fernando to be like, hey, we need to go to couples therapy. And we were like a few months into dating, like, and I was like, okay. And I was like, this person, I was like ready. Like I ran, right? When we had this one situation and I like grabbed my bags and left, right? I was like, this
Was
person
it like a
hates
sharp
me.
situation?
Yes.
It was really sharp?
It was a sharp situation.
Okay. Just wondering.
Anyway. Oh my God. That's so funny. So after that, I was like, this he's going to leave me. Like, he probably wants nothing to do with me, right? And then I was like, I'm going to leave before he leaves me, right? And I was like, and then when he was like, hey, like, what's going on? Where are you? Like, and I was like, oh, I moved out. I was like, nope. Right? I was like, this is at the beginning of a relationship. And so I was like, nope. But I was like, when he's like, no, we should go to therapy. We should do something. And I was like,
Wow.
what the hell? This person is not running for me. Like, this person is not pushing me away. This person wants to help me. And this is what I've been looking for my whole life. Like, my whole life. And so the moment that I started to go to therapy and like, even with my dreams changing, like I was like, oh, okay, like I've never felt this where somebody like wants me to be better for me. Like, yes, my parents, but like that it's different.
Yes.
It's a person that's not related to you that chose you for you.
Yes.
And I'm like,
yeah.
what the hell?
Right?
Yeah. So I would say that's the moment that stood out for me. What about you, Rene?
I would just say recently, like saying that I'm going back to work and going back to school. Like a lot of people are like, you know, that's amazing. You can do it. Like, welcome back.
Yeah.
just that, those little things help. Like, I know it's gonna be rough.
Yeah.
The first few weeks probably.
Yeah.
So,
but if we could do it, you could do it.
Yeah.
Just that I would say.
Yeah.
It was good.
That's good. I'm glad. I know you're really excited and you're like very happy, and I'm so happy for you because you deserve it.
That means thank you.
Yeah. Whoa! Did you put bilingual on your resume?
Oh my God!
I may have.
That's so funny. The fact that you just said that, my niece was just telling me, she was like, how do you say this in Spanish, right? Because I'll like when I pick her up on the drive home, I'll be like, okay, what is amarillo? And then she'll be like, yellow. And then she asked me something today, and then she goes, can you believe that so-and-so didn't know how to say red in Spanish? And I was like, did you say it? And she goes, yeah. I was like, it's rojo. And I was like, yes, I love that. I love that she knows Spanish. And she like
That's so
switched
cute.
it up, right? Her color, she knows. And I'm like, okay, girl, we gotta step it up. I just thought it was so cute that you just reminded me of that right now. I was like, oh, yeah. Oh. So how do you personally define support? Is it more emotional, practical, or something else?
I'll go first this time. I would say it's more emotional, especially at this age, right? Like you really shouldn't have financial support, but you may need it here and there. But I think it's
Yeah.
more emotional. I would say like,
Mhm.
hey, you got this.
Mhm.
Just the little words, right?
Yeah.
I think it's more of that right now.
Yeah. I think that definitely, like, when you feel like you have people in your corner, it definitely
Mhm.
like has you like, it gives you more ganas. Like, what did he say was gusto?
Gusto.
I'll never forget Max. I see like, gusto? Or like, okay. To me, I think it's like, you want to see me win, but like you also are not gonna be a yes man. Like you're like, okay, yeah, you're doing good, but also like, did you really feel like that's, what you should have done and stuff like that? So like, I think where it says like practical, I think that's where that's
a
to
good
me,
point.
that's important, right? Where
Yes.
it's like somebody to hold you accountable while still supporting you.
Yeah.
What about you, Lisa?
Yeah. I would definitely say, maybe not. I was going to say, well, definitely practical, but I don't know, because lately it's been emotional.
Yeah. I think it
Yeah.
just depends on where
It
you are in
depends
life.
on-
Yeah.
Yeah.
When in your life did you not feel supported? What did you learn from that experience? Not all at once.
I'll go. I think after my first divorce,
Mhm.
it was so like, we don't get divorced, right?
Mhm.
So it was a lot of like, I felt alone a lot. Like
Mhm.
nobody really like asked me,
Mhm.
it was
Mhm.
more like they just want to know what happened,
Mhm.
and it was just like, it just sucked.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it sucked.
What support would you have wished you had in that time?
Just someone telling me that it's going to be okay.
Mhm.
And that maybe just listening to me
Mhm.
and not trying to get like the scandal
The why.
out of it or
Mhm.
the why or
Yeah.
what happened or what,
Mhm.
it was just like a lot of little things that led up to it. But I think it's from, like our growing up, like
Mhm.
we didn't feel our feelings, right? It was
Mhm.
just very like, okay, this happened, now move on.
Mhm.
And when that happened, it was just like, that happened. And it
Mhm.
was, yes, just move on.
Mhm.
It was like, okay, that happened, but it was just such a big thing that I was like, okay, but that fucked me up even more,
Mhm.
because I didn't go to therapy. I didn't do any of that at that time. So it was a lot of whatever I would find on Pinterest or whatever I would find on, just positive stuff, or reach out to Tara and she would, did give me books and advice and stuff like that as a social worker. But I wish but it could always be different. It could always be if, but yeah. What about you guys?
You're allowed to feel how you feel. Like you
Mhm.
didn't feel supported in that time. And it's okay for you to be like, you know what? I didn't feel this. And you did deserve to get support. And I'm sorry that you didn't get that. Now you're in a totally different part of
Mhm.
your life. And I feel like now you definitely have support with a partner.
Mhm.
But you started that journey on your own first. And so it's like before you would deal with your stuff by yourself, and now it's
Yeah.
like you're opening up to you don't have to do it by yourself.
Yeah.
And I could see
That's
where
exactly
what
it.
you went through, like not feeling supported, why would you want to open up to anybody else after that? But I'm proud of you
Yeah.
because you're so vulnerable now and you've grown so much, and like even you saying that speaks volumes, because you didn't feel supported, and that's it's not fair for that, for you to go through such a life-changing thing and not have anybody. I mean, yeah, I take that back. You did have somebody, you had Tara, but to lean on. But I'm glad that you can look back at that and say, you know what, I didn't feel supported then, and you should have.
Yeah. But you know what? I don't know that until like just recently.
Yeah.
I didn't really realize it. And now
Mhm.
I'm like, shit, that was sucky.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Mm.
thank you. Thank you for saying that.
You're welcome. It's the truth.
Mhm.
You deserve to have support. Everybody deserves to have support.
Everybody, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it sucks when you don't get it.
Uh-huh.
For me, one was that not feeling supported.
I got one.
Okay,
Me.
go.
It was a few months ago. Something happened where it was about, I don't want to get details out,
Mhm.
right? But somebody, it was like not sexual abuse in nature, but it was more like one of those Chris Hansen To Catch a Predator type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't get in trouble.
Mm.
And I was asked by somebody close to me to keep it a secret and not let it get around. And I was very upset because first, I'm a victim of sexual abuse, right? I'm like, how could you ask me to even cover up? And this is what exactly this podcast is about. That you're not supposed to. We're supposed to talk about things you're not supposed to talk about, right?
Mhm.
And they asked me to not do that,
Mhm.
and I got kind of pushed aside, like
Mhm.
ignored for a couple of weeks,
Mhm.
and it felt like shit, like complete shit.
Mm-hmm.
We ended up squashing it, of course,
Mhm.
but that was bad. Like I felt alone. I felt isolated.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
was just like, what is going on? Like, what
Yeah.
did I do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what the
Nothing.
fuck did I do to
Yeah.
deserve this?
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
And it was just more. It was more of a that push it under the rug type shit, right?
Mhm.
I'm like, I'm not gonna do that.
No.
Yeah.
I don't care if it gets out
Yeah.
because it's not something I went looking for.
Yeah.
It was brought to my attention,
Mhm.
and that wasn't even. They weren't even looking for that. The person that found
Mhm.
it, it was just there,
Yeah.
and yeah, it just felt bad.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You guys know what it is.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
don't want.
Yeah.
I
But
don't
it's
want to call
just-
anybody out right now.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
But to even be like, how could you knew I went through this
Yeah.
myself, and if I could help one person
Mhm.
to not have to go through what I went through, and you want me to be quiet or you want me to not say anything at all, is not okay, because it's like
Yeah.
you're reliving it again, right? Like
Yeah.
you're just
Oh, it's definitely triggering.
Yeah.
and it sucks because it's like a lot of people don't realize, like with me, it's boundaries, right? Like when I feel not supported is when like people don't respect my boundaries, and it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you know what, I don't want to go there, or I don't want to do this, and it's like, just because we're family doesn't mean, I'm allowed to have boundaries. Like I
Yes.
can love you and still have boundaries, like, and it didn't feel good because it's like, these are my boundaries and you're not respecting them.
Our
like,
culture is definitely doesn't
Mhm.
believe in boundaries. They step all
No,
over
no,
them.
no, no, no.
no.
That's what this was too. Mine.
Yeah. Well, like, remember when Dr. Christie was talking about familialismo?
Yes.
That's what that is. Where like
Oh.
family comes first before anything, before mental health, before physical health, before anything,
Mhm.
right?
It's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It is. But it's like this that we're recording this today, guys. This is Mental Health Awareness Month, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's been a year since we started this, and it's like, can we imagine like if mental health would have been part of like regular health, like
Yes.
how different life would be for like all of the Latino community?
Remember, we can't shit on ourselves.
Oh my god, that one cracks me up.
We just gotta get what we know
Yeah.
now and go with it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
if we
you're
ruminate
right.
about it,
Mhm.
it's gonna cause
You're right.
depression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Well, now we have the skills to do something
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
And we are.
Yeah.
We should be proud of that we're doing something
Yeah.
about it.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that you just said that, your experience, you shared your experience
Yeah.
like that, alone is huge, like growth on your part. And
Mhm.
you're not going to just stand back and be like, let it happen.
Yeah.
Like, no, we're going to bring awareness.
Because it was about the family. Like,
Mhm.
it's about my family. That's
Mhm.
what this person said.
Mm-hmm.
Not about you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah.
That sucks. I'm sorry you
I'm
had to go
sorry.
through that.
It's okay. I learned a lesson.
Mhm.
It's not okay.
It's not okay.
Mhm.
It's not okay. It is okay because now I know, right? Like,
Yeah.
all right.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I see how it is.
Oh my gosh. So relationships and community. Who in your life makes you feel the most supported, and how do they show it? I'll go first this time. Definitely Fernando. He definitely puts like a confidence in myself that I don't even see within myself. And the other person would be my bestie. Because we've gone through different parts of life, and it's like, regardless of what it is, like, she's there to listen, and she's there to also give me the truth. And like we do that for each other, where it's like, okay, like now, like with her family stuff, I'm like, okay, what's going on? I'll talk. Like we talk now, it's like less because we both work, but really work. But yeah, I think my whole life, like even when we were teenagers, like I felt supported by her. Like it was like, okay, and it's rare to have that for like 20 something years, right? To have somebody that's always been your support. So yeah, I would definitely say that. How do they show it? Yeah, just by like putting confidence in me, making me feel like to put trust in myself. Like because I lack that, where it's like I don't trust my own opinion or my own like decisions, where it's like I still need validation, and it's like, no, you don't. You got this.
You can make this decision.
You got this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That means you can do it.
Yeah. You're the official translator. What about you guys?
I would say you two are part of it for sure. My friend Jackie, my friend Maricela. I get it like from a little bit from everybody. My parents, right, and to a certain point.
Yeah.
My sister for sure. It's just like I get it from a little bit from everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the same thing for me. Yeah.
Fernando for sure. He's one of my biggest cheerleaders now.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I would say my daughter. She's like my cheerleader for sure. I think for both of us, like vice versa. And she just makes it all like worth it, just and she's so like not that I have to put stuff on her, not that I have to but she's just so intelligent, and she's so like, what do you call it when like way ahead of her time, where it's like I don't like have to explain like life to her certain times. Like she already gets it. Like she gets it. That's what I should say.
She's
yes.
wise beyond her years.
Yes. And it helps. But yeah, I would say that. And Max
cool.
too. Max is a huge support.
Yeah. And we're our own support group over here,
and
too.
over here, yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah.
It's so cool to be able to like share our journeys together. And like right now we're all doing some type of EMDR, right? And it's like, oh, I'm excited to see like what Rene gets to and what we get to, right? And it's like, it just feels like, it really does feel like a group project, but we're all like
an experiment.
We're all A students right now, and we're in a group project together.
We're all college students.
Oh, yeah.
We're all full-time workers now.
Yes.
We're all dog parents.
We are. Oh my god.
We're all going to EMDR.
Yeah, that's cool. How do you support the people you care about? Has your approach changed over time?
Yes. My approach has changed, because before I was very like shut down, not open to talking at all, very private. And now, obviously, with the podcast and everything, I'm way more different. But I think just being available to more people and not being so closed off, because I have been closed off. But I'm coming around.
I think my approach has gone different. I used to be the let's go grab a drink.
Uh-huh.
That was my approach. That was my way of supporting somebody. Like,
Yeah.
oh, let's go talk about it, have a drink. But
Yeah.
I was just like, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
For me, it feels like sometimes there's been a couple instances where people are like, no, I don't. Like, I'll ask, what do you need help with? And they're like, oh, nothing. And I'm like, okay, so this is what I'm going to help with. Or this is, I'm just going to show up. Or I'm just going to, because sometimes you don't want to like bother people. I get that. But I'm like, no, sometimes you just need to show up for people. Like, even if they're not asking for it, sometimes you just got to show up regardless.
Like when you showed up for when after Trump won.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
true.
That was a sad day.
A terrible day. Still bad.
Yeah. But yeah, I think definitely showing up matters. And it's I just remember right now because I said showing up matters. But at one of my niece's games, like she didn't see when we got there, and Fernando was there, and like she looked and smiled, and he was like, who's she smiling at? And I was like, she smiled at you. And then he's like, what? And I was like, showing up matters. And he was like, yeah, it does. It really
Big
does.
time. Big time.
Yeah. Yep. That's cool.
Aw.
How important is community support to your sense of well-being?
I'll go first on this one. Since I'm getting into the veteran community more, it's gonna be big for me now. Like supporting others and them supporting me too, right? Because it goes both ways, I guess.
Yeah.
With the job I'm gonna have. So I would say it's very important now. Maybe before it wasn't. I've always been like that, kind of just stay at home, like not do the extra stuff. But my mind changes. My mind change is getting different, or it is different now. I want to get out there and help.
Yeah.
So
That's cool. Good for you.
Because I wasn't able to help before. I didn't have the capacity in my mind to do it.
You didn't know.
No. I needed help.
Yeah. How could you help anybody else?
I couldn't help anybody else because I was going to drag them down with me.
Yeah.
So now I can throw that rope out there and come on, paddle.
I think. Oh, go ahead.
No, you please go. I'm not going.
Forget.
I'm not going.
You're gonna forget.
Okay, I'm gonna forget. I think with the podcast, the podcast, like I think we made our own little community.
Oh yeah,
and we've a lot of. There's so many positives that have came out of it, and
and not just us here,
all of
but
us.
the listeners too.
Yes,
our fans. No.
Our subscribers. If you're not subscribed, go subscribe.
Yeah, all the locals.
That is true. They are a community, right? A community that we created, and it's cool to see like changes, or like when people reach out to us and they're like, hey, like Tony and Peter will message us and give us feedback or whatever.
I love that.
Yeah. And I'm like, it's cool because I remember in the beginning, Tony's like, I've always wanted to like message the people of the podcast that I listen to. And now I get to, right? And I was like, that's cool, right? So like interacting with everybody is cool because it's like, oh, okay, like we're literally just leaking out what's in our brains right now, right? And it's like, oh, okay, that hit for you, okay, or like, wow, that because there have been a couple people that they're like, oh, you know what, I started going to down this journey because of you guys, and it's like I don't like to say it because it's like I feel boisterous about it, but it's like, no, we did do
That's
that.
why we did this.
Yeah.
One of the reasons. Well, if not the reason we did it is help other people.
Yeah.
To get help.
Yeah, we'll help each other out. I definitely think that in community support, it definitely has to be people who want to see you grow and like are like cheering for you in your mental health journey or in whatever journey you're in. Because if it's like people who are trying to benefit from you staying who you are, who you were, that's like, are you really my support, or are you just here to see if I'm gonna fall back? Like, yeah,
that's a good one. Damn, that's deep.
I know, but it's true. I'm still flipping around with this thing, guys. I'm still learning. Hello. Oh, I seen that little thing. What's that? Fuck it.
Oh, wait, you went the wrong
way.
Okay.
Everybody would be bored of my
no, wait,
my
that one,
presentation
right?
already.
Oh,
Yeah. Mental health and boundaries. What role does feeling supported play in your mental health?
I didn't think it before it was really anything, but now that I have the support, it does make a difference because now it's not like I'm crazy. It's hey, something happened and you know, I'm taking care of it and it's changing me, you know, like it's possible.
Yeah.
So I think definitely having a good support system is important. And if you can be that support system, you know,
Yeah, I agree.
being supportive too.
I think it's very important. If I didn't have a support system, I don't know where I would be right now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So
yeah, definitely.
huge.
I wouldn't have even been on this journey if it wasn't for support. And it definitely feel like when we feel these feelings of like, oh my God, guys, this happened. And then like we all get excited for each other.
Yeah.
And then we can relate to each other, right? And it's like that feeling is like nobody else can relate unless they've gone through it, right? Like you can tell them all they want, but they're not gonna know, or they're not going to feel what you feel, right?
Yeah.
They're not going to. There's a word that I'm looking for, but I can't. They're not
can't,
going
like,
to
like resonate. They can't like
unless you've been through it, unless you know what it is like. And it's cool because like now you're ahead in EMDR than both of us, and so we're like, oh, and then you're like, oh, right? Because I've when I listen to the episodes, you're like, oh my God, yes, I felt that, and it's like cool because it's like
it's so
all
true.
right,
Like you're all feeling it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like we're our own team over here. And we're like, yeah!
We're like little lab rats.
Right? Like, yes, you made it out the maze. Yeah. Have you guys ever had to ask for support? What was that like?
I'll go first on this one. Yes, it was 2018. I finally told my parents about what happened to me. And I felt I needed to do that because I needed them at that point. Like I couldn't take it anymore. And it felt scary at first, but I don't know why I was scared. 'Cause I think it's that guilt and shame, right? That you have when it happened, like that happened to you. And it's probably one of the best things I've done to get to where I'm at now.
Yeah.
And it was one of the first steps, actually. I think is sharing that with them. So I've done it. Yeah, it was scary, but it was amazing at the same time.
So for me, when I would drink, like before I even moved here and before Fernando and I were even together, I would drink and then I would open up to people that I was dating. I would open up to guys that I was dating, and they would be like it would just be like awkward, right? And then I'm like, what the hell? Nobody ever like. I was trauma dumping, but I was like, I keep telling people and nothing happens, right? Because I was too scared to get help myself, right? And it wasn't until when Fernando that it was like, okay, finally somebody listened to me, and it was like, okay, and then I told my parents like hey, you know, this is what happened. And then I had told my sisters because I hadn't told my sisters ever. And so that was like, I felt like heavy, right? For to me to think about if I was in her shoes, like how would you feel? Like
helpless.
I didn't know that this would happen to you, that this had happened to you, right? And like sometimes I feel like, damn, like I feel bad because it's like, but I'm like, no, everybody needs to know around me, right? Because then certain boundaries had to be put in place. So then is when like, okay, this is what happened to me. Like, you know, I just thought I would let you know.
Plus, it's your story.
Yeah. And also with that, it was like, I want you to know because I don't want you to trust everybody because you can't. And it's like, I try to tell people, like, I know, like, with the whole, we talk about it, like, una nunca sabe, like, some, you know, you may never know what happens. And that's why in the Latino community, we don't let people like we weren't allowed to spend the night or have sleepovers at friends' houses and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, because they were protecting us from maybe something they experienced themselves.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
But what about you, Lisa?
I don't think I've never asked for support because I didn't know how to. I didn't know how to. I still kind of like figuring that out now. But yeah. I can't recall a time when I asked for support. I'm sure there was, but I just don't remember.
It's okay to ask for help, guys.
Yeah.
Just show up. Do you think there is a stigma around needing or asking for support?
I'll go first on this one. Yes, but it's not from the people. It's from the people that are asking for it, not from the people that are getting asked. You know what I mean? So, like for instance, Lisa, if she would have asked any of us for support, we would have done it, like no problem. But I think it's more like the person that's asking for it. That they think there's a stigma to it. Then
absolutely,
there actually is.
Yes, from experience. Yes, yes.
Yeah, definitely. I think more for like men, it's a stigma too, because it's like you have to handle that on your own. Like, just figure it out. You're a man, figure it out, right? And it's like, no. Everybody needs help. Everybody, can ask for help, and that's something that I struggle with in my own relationship, where like he'll be like, "Hey, I need help with this," and then like I struggle to give help, right? And I'm being 100% honest, where I'm like, I need to, and that's like in my goals of all my therapy, that's what it is that I want to be a more supportive wife, a more supportive partner. And I'm like, how do I rewire my brain to be like, hey, you need to do this, like without even him having to ask, like you need to pick up the other shoe that fell off, right? Or whatever. Like, so I'm like, okay, I need to help. I need to be a helper too. I can't just ask for help all the time.
So I'm the muscle pretty much at my parents' house. Like when I have to move, like when I park, when I have to move stuff, I have to do it, right? The kids are usually not there. Somebody's not there. So before I used to get pissed. Like, can you help me? I'm like, I do that. I don't do that anymore. No.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. What do you? Where do you give me? Let me put my shoes on first.
Yeah. I used to be the same way. Like, there's still things that I'm like, ugh. But I like, because that's what, like, my attitude would be like, why do you have an attitude? I don't have an attitude. And then it's like, yes, you do. Like, and I still do it, right? But I'm like,
I was like that.
Like, for instance, literally this weekend, right? Fernando was like, oh, I want to make a big old feast. And I was like, okay. And he goes, I need you to go to the grocery store and get this and this. And I was like, ugh. I was at the park and I don't want to go. And I was like, no, but he's going to cook. Like, he's literally going to cook. All you have to do is pick up the groceries. So I was like, stop being a brat and go. So I did. And then I was like, oh, okay. Normally I'll be like, do you need help? And he'll be like, no. And so I'm like, no, he needs help. So then I was like, I'll wash all the vegetables. I'll do this, and I'll do this. And I was like, look at how much faster it went because I helped, right? And I asked him and he said no, but I was like, no, this is what I'm going to do because I know it'll make things go faster. And so even with like cleaning up, I was like, oh no, I'll clean up. It's fine. Like whatever, right? And I was like, okay, how do I keep that 24/7, that attitude? Because
see that you're learning.
Yeah.
See,
it was
you did
delicious,
that.
by
That
the
was
way.
a whole.
I had 2 chimichangas. So good.
Rene came over to edit and then he was like, I got a whole feast. I'm like, oh my God. But yeah, I was like, okay. Because I would be like, ugh. Or like so annoyed or like, or I would be like, no. Because one time he was like, I was like, can you do this? And he's like, no. I was like, we could say no. Hold on. I'm going to be like, no, I don't feel like doing it. But now, I'm like, no, like get your ass up and do it. And like, don't drag yourself or like be freaking a brat.
And even on Mother's Day, the garage over there in Woodland Park was a complete mess.
Oh no.
Shit everywhere. Boxes, like my sister's boxes for her stuff. And my dad's like, it's a trip hazard in there. Gotta clean it up. And I was like, I'm gonna clean it up for them. So I organized it for everything. And my mom came home. I was like, Mom, go look at the garage. It's a mess. And she walked in and she was like, Oh my God. This is the best gift. We're all Rene would have not done that.
Yeah.
I don't even live here.
Yeah. Your dad would have said that. You'd be like, dang, that sucks.
That sucks.
That is a trip hazard.
Be careful in there.
Oh my God, that's funny. Look at us growing over here, guys.
Oh.
Wrong way. Let's see. Culture and upbringing. Did the environment you grew up encourage seeking support, or was it seen as a weakness?
Weakness, especially as a male Latino
That's what I was thinking
and a
too.
veteran.
Yeah.
Got all of that.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of. You know what? In our household, like at one point, my mom was going to work and night school, and my dad would make dinner. And like, I always laugh because he would make like the same things. And so, like, it would be like, he would pick up chicken from Stater Brothers.
Chicken.
Yeah, chicken from Stater Brothers, spaghetti, tortas,
yes.
all kinds of things, right? And I was like, that's cool that he was like, I'm not gonna do that, right? Because he could have very well done that. And like this weekend, they went down to California and they ended up visiting my tia, which is his cousin, and they were making tortillas, and like he was helping them make tortillas. And my tío and my other tío were like on the side, like just like,
what are you doing?
Yeah, right. And I was like, I love that he's like, so he's helping, he's supportive. He's like, well, let's get it done, right? And I was like, because he could have totally been like, that's a woman's job, and I'm not like that. And I was like,
oh, go tío.
Look at you not being a machista, okay? But yeah, he was like, he helped support my mom with, with she was going to school and she was, and I was like, that's cool, because I was like, what? My dad's gonna pick me up, like.
Does he know where? Yeah. Does he know where I go to school?
Oh my God! Have you guys seen the I think it's like Jimmy Kimmel on the street. Yes. They're like, do you know the birthdays? Do you know the doctor's name?
No.
Do you know your kid's teacher?
Names?
Yeah. What color are your daughter's eyes? He's like, green. She's like, they're blue. And then he goes, what about the mom? And the mom's like, da-da-da. And then she's like, oh, and her best friend is this and this and this. And then one of them was like the wedding. And then he goes, it's like October 31st. And he asked the son, are you getting married on Halloween? And he's like, no. And the wife was like, and the wife was like, he goes, okay, that's enough. That's enough. Like, because she was saying all the answers. And I was like, oh, okay.
I see that one. That was funny.
Oh, that's too funny.
So I was like, okay, just support, like, seeing support in growing up is important, right? Because then that's what your expectation, like what Erica was saying in this week's episode. If you haven't heard it, go back and listen to it.
Go back.
About how she grew up, and she was like, I don't want that for myself. Like, this is how I want my relationship to work, and I was like, oh, that's true, right? Because we were programmed, and we gotta reprogram ourselves to what fits our life.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool. Let's see. Oh, support. I will say that Olivia is so supportive.
Ooh, yes.
So supportive. With my mom last year, like with my mom's accident, her being there, like being like, hey, I'm going to send this, or tell people when they come over, if they ask if they can bring anything, ask them to make a meal or ask them to pick up something. And she was like she, she came to see my mom, but she also from afar was so helpful. And then I know she did that with your sister, with Bobby. She was like, hey guys, this is what I'm doing. And like, and it helps so much, and it's like, dang, like
I didn't have to, like,
you didn't even think about it.
Think about it, and we have to worry about it.
Yeah. And that
help.
means so much, showing up for people, especially in those times. It's like, wow, like, and with what happened with my mom and my dad in their accident, it was like everybody comes together, and like when stuff like that happens, but it's like, but the help runs out after, and that's when you really need the support, is when, like, okay, you're going back home and you got to adjust to life, from being a hospital where they're taking care of them 24/7 to now you're in charge of helping them and stuff like that, and it's hard. So I definitely think checking in on people after big life-changing events, to check on check in on them after to be like, hey, do you need something?
True.
Do you need time to go do something for yourself? I can, I can be there or whatever. Or if you want to switch, or is there anything I can send and stuff like that? I think support in like the aftercare is so important, and it's so helpful. And that's me speaking from our own experiences.
I'm so glad you're saying this.
Yeah, because
I had no idea.
Yeah, because even Mariah came down and Mariah made pre-made. She made pre-made stuff, like pre-made dinners, pre-made stuff, so that all we would have to do is put it in like the crock pot, or like my mom said she wanted like licuados, and she pre-made all of that stuff, and it was like something that we would have thought, and she was like, "Oh, here." So like, pick something that you're good at and offer that to somebody to help them, right? Like, oh, I'm a great shopper. Let me send this to you, right?
Yeah, like we all get to use our gifts. Like use our gifts, basically.
Yeah. If you can use your gift to help somebody, I think that's a great purpose to have. Yep. All right, what's next? I keep going the wrong way.
Oh gosh,
that picture is Home Alone right here, Rene. But
you're so annoying.
Brother,
I can't stand him.
You don't like Home Alone?
I can't. No, I can't.
What?
He's
blasphemous.
obnoxious. He's obnoxious. He's a brat.
That's blasphemous.
What the heck?
Blasphemy.
Melissa, did you hear that? That's Melissa's favorite.
Yeah,
love
he's a
Home
brat.
Alone.
Me
He's
too.
a brat.
I feel so nostalgic. That nostalgia feeling. Like,
yeah.
Oh, like a little kid again.
Did you know his brother in the movie is the
The little kid?
The little kid,
Yeah.
yeah. And then he's like in other things, and I was like, I had no idea.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
The one with the glasses, huh? He was
Yes.
like big Coke bottle
my
glasses.
Coke bottle glasses. Oh my gosh. What do you think are the biggest misconceptions about support?
Weakness.
Yeah,
Oh.
I agree. I think that's what.
Weakness.
But no, it takes more
Courage.
like
Mhm.
strength and courage to say,
Big
you know what,
time.
I need help.
Yeah.
I can't do it
Yeah.
on my own.
Yeah, big time.
Big
time.
Yeah,
Big time.
I agree. How? What does it say?
Has your understanding?
Okay, I was like, wait, what? How has
This is before I was pasting it.
Oh, okay.
I was
How has
typing
your
it.
understanding of support evolved over the years? I would think go back to what you said about drinking. Like back in the day, like I would go drink and party with my friends, and that's how we would support each
Yeah.
other, right? Through
Yeah.
partying and
Yeah.
drinking away our problems.
Yeah.
And now
Exactly.
it's like I'll send a random text to like not my like closest friends, but I'll be like, hey, how are you? You know, what's going on? Or, you know, blah, 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 whatever. Like just checking in on people, I
Mhm.
think is more of how I show support now.
Mhm.
Where like, I'm like, oh, I don't want to bother them,
Mhm.
or oh, they haven't texted me. Why would I text them? Like, yes, to some extent. Like there's only so much when you're like, oh, okay, like you're ignoring me, or like you don't have time for me. Okay, whatever, you know? But for me, yeah, it's definitely being more checking in on people than anything.
Mhm.
Agree.
What advice would you give to someone who feels unsupported right now?
Just go ask.
Mm.
You'll be surprised.
Yeah.
Or ask them, how can I help? Like how you said, how can I support you, or how can I help you, or what can I do? Just ask them.
Oh, that's
If you're feeling unsupported, I would say maybe write down how you're feeling, and then see what is it that you need. And if you feel like it's something that you could reach out to somebody and be like, hey, could you help with this? Or, you know what, I'm feeling this way. Do you have any advice or something like that? You know, like just
Like a
reach out to people.
checklist.
Yeah. Like be like,
Smart.
hey, you know, or like check in on somebody and be like, oh, okay. And then I don't like, what was I seen this thing. Damn it. What was it? It was a slide of a couple of friends, and she was like, I needed her, but like I was like, hey, do you want to come over? And she was like, oh no, I'm doing this. And she was like, oh, okay. Like she didn't want to bother her. And then later she told her, you know what, I really needed you to come over because I just needed somebody to talk to. And she was like, I didn't know that. And she was like, they say like that's what it was. They say like 8 minutes with somebody can like change your everything, right? Change your whole day. And she was like, okay, next time you're feeling that way, text me, hey, do you have 8 minutes? And then I'll know that you need me and that it's not just, hey, you want to come over and hang out, whatever, right? She goes, because that's what I thought it was. Like, hey, you want to come out and hang out? She goes, if I would have known that you needed me, it would have been different. So she was like, so that was our code for when we needed support.
Do you have 8 minutes?
Do you have 8 minutes?
Good one.
That is really good.
Yeah. I'll find it so we can post it up here, what it was. But yeah, that was, I was like, damn, right? Because it's true when you're like, hey, how are you? Or people like you text people and like the day gets away from you, forget to text back. But it's like, what if that person needed somebody to talk to and it's just like, hey, I'm so busy. And I was like,
you got 8 minutes?
Yeah, you got 8 minutes. Like sometimes we just need to slow down.
Yes.
You know, like slow down and take the time to respond to people because it's like they were thinking about you and they text you. So if you don't get back to them, be like, hey, you know what? I'm busy doing this, but I'll get back to you later. You know, because then it doesn't feel nice to be left hanging.
You're right. You're right. Yeah.
So because I've done that and I'm like, oh, okay, you know, and I'm like, oh, shoot, I didn't even hit send. Like I type it and then I get distracted and then I don't hit send. So yeah, I think that's something that I'm going to keep in mind. Like, hey, check in on people. And then when they do text you, have the same urgency that you would want. Right? Like, hey, you know what? I'm busy doing this right now, but I'll get back to you. And then get back to them.
Like what happened to me over the weekend.
Oh, yeah. Rene was talking about a situation this weekend. And then later in the night, I was like, are you texting that person?
So I went on a date, I guess you can say, like on Saturday night over there. And I told her I was leaving Monday. So Monday I texted her that I was back in Vegas and I made it back safe. No response, right? And I was just
Fuck
like,
her.
That's what I said. And I was like, she didn't even check to see if I made it safe. I'm like, that's pretty fucked up. Fernando's like, I even checked to see if he made it back safe. So I'm like, am I overreacting to this? But I was like, no, because I think it's a red flag, right? Yeah, I want somebody that wants to know that I made it safe, wants to talk to me. Yeah. So I haven't texted her and she hasn't texted me. So I'm like, I don't want that kind of communication, right? It's just a red flag to me, not like that type of stuff. And I used to beg for it before. Even my cousin was like, you've been trying to go out with her for years now. He's a fucker.
Yeah.
See, you had support.
And I needed that because I was like,
I could do that.
I was like, am I overreacting or not? And I needed to hear that either it was or it wasn't, right? And I know it's stupid, but you need to hear it sometimes. Yeah, I've heard it.
Your feelings are valid.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I did make it back. You're watching.
All right, you guys ready to get deep?
Do it.
Ready? Go.
Yeah. Look at me. That's you.
What the heck?
I was just looking at the time.
All right. Ooh. If you were president, what things would you change or do differently?
Everything right now.
Right. The opposite.
I prioritize mental health.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Make more programs for it.
Oh, that's good.
I recently have been looking at ingredients and stuff, and like there's so many things that are banned in other countries that are here, and I'm like, why, right? But it's because of corporate, right? Like it's
like they got us hooked to sugar years ago.
Yes,
they did.
That's crazy. That what?
They got us hooked to sugar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and like looking at stuff in like Mexico and like how the president there is like regulating things, and I'm like, sometimes with people you got to take away things from them because they can't do it themselves, right? Like me, I stopped buying all kinds of soda. Okay, there's only Coke Zero left and Squirt, and that's it. And I told Randall, I'm not buying anymore because I have no self-control when it comes to soda. So that's how I'm going to solve the problem. But if I was president, I definitely would make the immigration process a lot easier. Because I think like the rhetoric has always been like they come over here and they do it illegally and blah 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 and all this stuff, and it's like that. Like, do you know what the process is like? If it was easier, like if it was more like structured, maybe like you know, because it's like, how many people have gone back because they're scared, right? And it's like, how many people are losing business and how many people are losing family, right? And it's like, damn, like that, to me, that would be the priority, like that. And then definitely like mental health care, but like even universal health care, because it sucks. Like our healthcare system sucks.
I'd raise taxes on the billionaires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the
Ooh, that's a
rich.
good one.
Tax the rich.
I
Tax the
think
rich.
I would get rid of all the leadership and make it where you can't be older than 50.
Oh, there should be. There should be an age,
you know,
age
it
maximum.
It should be an
There's an
age maximum.
You
And then the minimum should be lowered a little bit. There's a lot of
Smart kids.
intelligent people.
Should take a test.
Yeah,
Right?
right. Like
look, give the president the
decisions.
citizen test that they
oh
give
my
you.
gosh!
Take that test. If you can pass that, then you can run
There
for
was like
president.
70% of people of Americans could not pass that test.
Another thing I would want to change is put you can't be president or hold like any political office if you have multiple bankruptcies.
Well, yeah. You
That
can't
should
be
be
a
like
felon.
felonies.
You can't be a felon.
And felonies.
Hey, you can't be a felon. Oh my god! How's that not a prerequisite?
Because common sense is not common.
No, it's not.
I think that's true though. They're like,
It
oh,
is.
they're never not convict.
They're
Elect a felon.
A felon, no.
Oh, multiple bankruptcies.
America said, hold my beer. Oh
Hold my Milwaukee Steel.
Oh my
Those are the people that
gosh.
voted for him. Good God.
Don't forget to use the source of 211. Did we say everybody? We did, right? Everybody said what they would do if they were president.
Yeah.
What would you guys do if you guys were president? Oh, just put
Let
it
us
right here.
know.
No, yeah.
Renee's gonna put it up, and you will see what you guys decide. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to follow us on everything. We're at Don't You Know I'm Loco. So on TikTok, because we have like 3 followers on TikTok. I know a lot of y'all be scrolling on TikTok, so follow us.
Yeah.
And comment, because we like to
Yes.
hear your feedback. We like to hear your support. But we'll see you next week. For
What?
what?
As we, you want to say it? You want to say it? Renee wants to say it.
I was going to say
As we talk about the things we're not supposed to talk about.
I was going to say it. I think it's empathy.
Sometimes
Is
I want to
empathy?
say it. Yeah, I think so.
We talked. Next week's episode is going to be sympathy versus empathy.
Yeah.
Obviously, Lisa and Renee missed doing the outro. That's automated now, guys.
I really want to say it.
All right. We'll do it for old time's sake. See you next week as we talk about
The things we're not supposed to talk about. We were a little rusty.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us. If you are in need of any medical assistance, please contact your local provider. If you are having thoughts of suicide, please call the National Suicide Hotline at 988. In case of emergency, call 911. See you next week as we talk about the things we're not supposed to talk about.